Hi, this is Kerry Artag with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, August 9th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as two individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to get right to it today. This one here. There's a lot to digest here, and I'm going to mention every bit of it. We have this week, twice in fact, including on Thursday, 97.52 low, 97.40 is that March high. So I'm going to call that a test. This has been an area I've been mentioning, 95 even and 97.40. 95 even is the high settlement price across this 3 month range as well that can absorb weekly selling pressures, and above which we can round back up into the 120s within a week, 2, 3 at the most of testing this area. So that's kind of the setup now. There's been no good reason to be short this market, given the fact that we've tested this floor of support. You may have been bottom picking this, or even maybe you've been waiting for a buy signal on strength. And I see that as having developed on Thursday when we closed just above this descending 1/3 speed line. This line study was pushed through both Tuesday and Wednesday, but on Thursday we did manage to close above it. We also closed at a new high settlement following Monday's low. And so I put it all together. By a degree, I'm bullish today above 103.05. 109.82 on the way up is a 3/8 Fibonacci from that June high against that recent low on Monday. It can contain intraday buying pressures, beyond which 116.34, is it in reach today? I have my doubts. But I will say, that you should expect some degree of follow-through buying above 109.82. I don't see 116.34 today. I will say that if we close today above 109.82, then yes, 116.34 is likely on Monday, where we can place a daily high and potentially fall away for more than just a day. But overall, closing above the descending 1/3 speed line at 103.05 does, in terms of the textbook speed line analysis, indicate the descending 2/3 speed line that is presently at 121.88. And that coincides now roughly with this former longer-term rising channel bottom we settled below a couple of weeks ago. So holding above 103.05, day traders can buy 103.05, anticipating 109.82 intraday. 3 to 5 day swing traders can buy 103.05, anticipating 116.34, possibly the 121.88 to 122.62 region, which is considered a 2 to 3 week objective anyway, above 95 even and 97.40. So you could buy the market above 103.05, 1 to 2 week swing traders, in anticipation of what is now in the low 120s and moving every day. One is going up, the other is going down, and we'll be watching it on a day-by-day basis. If we get up into this zone over the next week or two, and I am anticipating that, it can absorb buying at least on a weekly basis. We could top out here through the rest of August and fall away again. It would, by the way, be a settlement above the low 120s that would indicate a good third quarter low. I would then expect healthy gains as we move into September, October trade. I would expect the 150s, 160s as a 3 to 5 week, 1 to 2 month objective if we were over the next week or two to settle above this 121.88 to 122.62 region. Now for the downside, breaking or opening perhaps below 103.05 will keep 95 even and 97.40 in reach again today, where we could bottom out through next week. And this is actually a decent area to go long in anticipation of the low 120s within 2 to 3 weeks. But if we close below 95 even, that sets up that April low of 75.60 over the next week or two of activity. And I've been mentioning that as the likely outcome. So when you break below, when you close below the previous range, you oftentimes will fall to the base of that previous range. And in other words, if we close below 95 even, 75.60 becomes our next objective, likely within a week or two, where we could bottom out on a weekly or monthly basis and fill this area in on the right-hand side. We'll be looking for lower price points if we break 75.60, but I don't see a grand sell signal at play. I will mention, of course, and I've mentioned this a few times over the last week or two, that if we do break to 75.60, we do have the potential makings of a longer-term head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder development. And if we did fill this area out for a matter of a month or so and then violate 75.60, that doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look good at all. But I'm not expecting it. I'm just mentioning that would be the next big picture long-term sell signal. But for right now, I don't see a long-term sell signal in play. It is very stair-step, bottom picking the mid to upper 90s, anticipating the low 120s, selling the low 120s. If we close above the low 120s, we're looking for the 150s, 160s. If we break the mid 90s, then we're expecting the mid 70s. It's about as simple as that. And we're skewing to the upside now even more with Thursday settlement above the 103.05 descending speed line. That's a trend defining line study typically. And when you close above it, you can expect follow through buying. It's not 100%. Nothing is, but they work pretty well. I've been using them for years, and so I'm going with that, the sign of follow-through buying on the heels of having tested the support area of this week in the 95 even and 97.40 area. Please click like, share, subscribe. I will remind you about the Triple Q. Think you should be watching it if you don't already. You can subscribe to wickedstocks.com and you'll have this. This is a long-term channel, 5-year channel roughly, that we tested a month and a half ago when I'd mentioned how this long-term speed line should be considered attainable within 2 to 3 weeks. It took 2 to 3 months rather. It took about a month and a half. Now that we've tested it, the Triple Q is poised for recovery back into the low 500 area over the next 2 to 3 months. These levels change daily and weekly, and I think you should have them at your disposal just so you can correlate well with some of the big picture, especially trades that inevitably develop in NVIDIA. We also put out 2 stock picks this week. On Thursday, Microsoft. Tuesday, DoorDash. Both are on the precipice of 20% moves plus in the weeks and months ahead. They haven't signaled yet, but you may want to be apprised of that precious information. We offer a 5-day free trial. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great weekend.